This video is about probability distributions. You can see on the screen 4 distributions that we use frequently in this course. And the point of this video is to show that these distributions are actually pretty similar in that they're all probability distributions. Moreover, there are a lot more probability distributions out there, some of which we might encounter as we continue to learn about statistics. As a quick summary, really a probability distribution is just telling you the chances of getting a certain value, right? So on the horizontal axis is the value, and on the vertical axis is what's the chances that you get that value. But all the probability distributions, all the ones that we use, have certain properties in common. So one is that there's always positive. You're always going to get some positive probability. A second property is that the area underneath this curve is 1. That means all the probabilities add up to 100%. A third property is that all probability distributions have an alpha. That is, you can split up the distribution into 95%, 5%, 90%, 10%, whatever you want. So we see that with a normal distribution, we see that with an F distribution, you can have an alpha with a bimodal distribution, you can have an alpha with any kind of distribution, right? So one thing to remember is that the methods of the research and the question we ask determine what kind of distribution we're going to use, and the degrees of freedom determine the shape, right? So no matter what kind of test we use, what kind of distributions come our way in the future, it's always the same thing. We're always going to be able to pick an alpha. So there's one more property that I want to talk about, and it's the idea that these probability distributions can extend to infinity. This is the reason why we can never 100% reject the null hypothesis. In this example, we see these distributions look to be very much separate from one another. However, since they can extend to infinity, if you find a value to the right of this alpha, there's still a chance that it can belong to the left distribution. Even if it's 0.00001, there's still some small chance that it's part of the leftmost distribution. So anyway, to summarize, there's a lot of probability distributions out there, but because they have similar properties, we can respond to them in similar ways. We can always select an alpha, and we can always perform hypothesis tests.